Hot topics of the day, Teddy, starts no further here than Super Bowl wagers expected to top $6 billion in 2019. Every day it seems like we see new states jump on board. Legal gambling, illegal gambling, offshore gambling. We're all gambling, Teddy, on the Super Bowl.
We're all gamblers. Back in the day, probably more than 10 years ago now, maybe 15, I did this whole research project over the summer. I had nothing to write about for articles. The research project on the history of gambling, and it turns out monkeys gamble, okay? Gambling has been a part of who we are forever, since we became humans. And when you think about, again, we speak mostly, and not exclusively, but we speak to the audience from the United States. And in the U.S., all we have is gamblers. Everyone that's in the country is here because they took a gamble. Their ancestors took a gamble and said, all right, we're going to leave our home and come to the USA. So, of course, we all gamble. All that being said, 10% of all adult Americans, 22.7 million adults making a bet. Frankly, I'll take the over, and I'll take the over on what they say, 6 billion. I'll take the over, big time. They're saying what? 1.8 million doing so illegally and 20-something million doing so legally. I'll take the over on the number of bettors that are doing it illegally as well. It comes with offshore squares, wherever you want to call it. Everyone is betting on the Super Bowl. It's America's betting holiday.
No, it's fantastic, and we all love it, and we're going to be getting down, and as the week goes on, Teddy and I both break down the game itself and also pick out some interesting prop bets that we can certainly cash in on. Teddy, the one thing I still find interesting here is now that, legalized gambling is now, outside of Nevada, New Jersey, Mississippi, whoever's coming into the game, more and more it seems like each and every month, CBS still comes out, Teddy, and says, you know what? We're not going to recognize gambling on the telecast throughout any numbers, totals, or anything fun. How long before that stigma actually shakes off of these archaic telecasts? Because it seems like the only ones that like to do it were old school Brent Musburger and also Al Michaels.
Jim Nantz is extraordinarily conservative. He's a conservative announcer. He doesn't change his ways. And, Nantz and Sims has been the CBS crew forever. So when those two leave, I would expect the newer group of announcers to get there. But as long as Jim Nantz is there and he's the lead play-by-play guy for CBS Sports, not going to happen. Take the over.
And what? Exactly. We'll take the over in that, which is the reason why we have the BetCast here at sportsreview.com going to be taking place during the Super Bowl in Costa Rica. You want gambling talk during the telecast? You tune in us. We'll take care and we got you covered. Let's talk gambling here, Teddy. And again, it seems like the WWF theme, you had the Royal Rumble last night out there in Arizona, but now a little bit of WWF innuendo here in the NFL. All of a sudden, look, one of the nicest places to live is in the southwestern part of this country. Arizona, Nevada, California. So now all of a sudden, 4 referees who are probably well-to-do off anyway, live in Southern California, but somehow do the game for the Rams and the Saints. And we're starting to call it into question here in the NFL, Teddy. Paranoia is setting in over there.
It is. Now, do I think that because all these refs lived in Southern California, they missed an obvious pass interference and an obvious helmet-to-helmet call?
Come on.
Maybe. No, it wasn't because they lived in Southern California, but what the NFL does is they set themselves up for this type of scrutiny. When you have bad officiating, people are going to dig. And when people dig, this is the type of stuff they'll find. Look, these guys should have all been assigned to the other game, not this game. As to whether that was the difference, I don't think their residency was the difference. But when you have bad refereeing, it has implications in how your league is looked at. This will be a continuing problem for the NFL. It is not an easily solvable problem.
Quote from the NFL, Teddy, the NFL put itself in a bad situation. This stuff has to be taken care of prior to the game. It's just guys not thinking of what's going on, nobody doing their checks and balances. The league is pretty much on top of this. This one let slip through the cracks. You know how it slipped through the cracks, Teddy? You're right. Coming into the NFC title game and blowing a big call, then they're going to look into it. If the game was officiated appropriately, one flag drops in that spot, nobody cares if these guys are from Southern California. That's just the way it is. NBA association talk. Wake up this morning, Teddy, punching up a script. What do we have here? Adrian Wojnarowski tweets out, Anthony Davis wants out. He's not going to sign with the Pelicans. Where is he going to go? I don't know. Maybe one location that seems correct. The Los Angeles Lakers. Could it be the Boston Celtics? Always the haves and the have-nots in the NBA, Teddy. But this could swing the balance of power. Maybe not this year if a trade doesn't go down, but next year in free agency. Definitely sending shockwaves early today, Teddy, on a Monday through the sports betting community.
Yeah, and of course, this is all coming through Anthony Davis's agent, Rich Paul, who said, No. He's not going to be here. Time to go bye-bye. And, of course, if you watch the Pelicans flounder throughout the Anthony Davis era, you can understand why he's ready to go bye-bye from New Orleans. This is a guy that wants to win. And as he's watched Boogie Cousins land in Golden State, he's like, yeah, maybe I can do some of this. Obviously, the two names that are being bandied about, the Celtics have a bunch of draft picks. The Lakers have a bunch of cap space. And if the brow and lands on either of those two teams, they make them into, I mean, not the Celtics weren't contenders, Celtics obviously contended, but it makes Boston that much more dangerous. And if the Lakers get Brow, Brow and James, that's a nice little duo with a team that has a whole lot of role players that can fill in. But what we like to do here on That Betting Show is talk about things that actually happen, not things that might happen. As the Davis trade and the implications go around, yeah, we'll talk about what it means for betting-wise. But for now, do we know where Anthony Davis is going to go? No, we don't. And until we do, all we can do is say, what's the appropriate way to bet? I'll say this. If you want a Lakers future or a Celtics future, bet it sooner rather than later, because those odds will change dramatically if they get Anthony Davis.
Yep, NBA oftentimes seems there, Teddy, more interesting off the court with analysis than actually on the court and playing. We'll see how it does play out and goes forward.